Good day, my name is Dia van den Berg, and I will be presenting my dystopian future and a product that I made.
My day begins long before the sun crests the horizon. At 55, my body aches with the weariness of a life spent in hard labor and constant worry. My eyes snapped open, and the first thing I registered was the sandpaper feel of my tongue scraping against the roof of my mouth. My throat feels like I had swallowed a handful of cotton balls, dry and scratchy. I knew what it was immediately, that desperate gnawing thirst that drags you out of sleep. It was not just a mild dryness, it was a full-blown desert in my mouth. I could practically feel my body screaming for water, a primal urge that overpowered everything else. Water.
Allow me to give you some context that helps to explain my product. What is condensation? Condensation is the process where water vapor becomes liquid. Condensation happens one of two ways. Either the air is cooled to its dew point, or it becomes so saturated with water vapor that it cannot hold any more water. Condensation also happens when warm air hits a cold surface. What is dew point? The dew point is the temperature to which the air must cool for it to become completely saturated with water. It is always lower or the same as the air temperature. When the air temperature drops to the dew point temperature, relative humidity becomes 100%. These are a few examples of condensation in nature. Some of the aspects that has an influence on condensation include the humidity, air temperature, and the water vapor content, or the relative humidity in the air. Allow me to introduce to you Condo 3L. My inspiration came from Beth Congi, who founded Magic Water, an atmospheric water generating system in Kenya. Condo 3L works as a system. It starts off by utilizing silicone tubing to transport the water vapor from the mask to the backpack. A low-emission coating is used to cool down the water vapor in order for it to condensate. Then it rolls down a micro-grooved condensing surface made from aluminium. The charcoal and woven polypropylene bag uses a hydrophilic surface to attract water and optimize condensation. The water is then collected in the clear container, and drainage pipes are attached to easily drain the water. There is a mask connected to the silicone tubing that catches the exhaled water vapor. There is an optimized geometry inside the mask that maximizes condensation. The national winner of the James Dyson Award comes from the Carleton University in Canada, and their project, Dew Point, utilizes a similar system to capture condensation and dispersing it directly into the ground for growing crops. Let's address some questions. Condensation can be optimized using hybrid superhydrophobic or hydrophilic surfaces. By strategically combining the water-repelling and attracting materials for enhanced droplet control and rapid removal. Membrane separation utilizes selective barriers to reduce energy consumption by isolating water vapor. Sorption, by employing materials, for example, silica gel, charcoal, or salt, that absorb water vapor, enhancing condensation. Exhalation and directional droplet transport. Active removal and guided movement of condensate to prevent re-evaporation and accumulation. Super hydrophobic and hydrophilic surfaces. Imagine a surface so water repellent that droplets roll off effortlessly. This is a super hydrophobic surface. It minimizes the surface adhesion of water. Hydrophilic is a surface that attracts water. By combining these, we can create surfaces that strategically control droplet formation and movement. We can create areas that encourage the water to condensate, and then areas that force the water to quickly leave that surface. This allows for faster and more efficient condensation. How much water is generated? A person uses roughly 14,000 liters of air per day, and during the exhalation process, water vapor is produced that amounts to about 400 milliliters of water, depending on the relative humidity. We can postulate that the Condo 3L can produce up to 4 liters of water within an 8-hour period. This is based on the research in the case study Sustainability of Atmospheric Water Harvesting Techniques for the Climate Conditions of Pakistan, where their experiments produce 500 milliliters of water per hour, with humidity at 50% and a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Therefore, combining the 400 milliliters of exhaled condensation and the 4 liters of condensation generated in 8 hours, it accumulates to 4.4 liters of water generated every 8 hours. Condensation as drinking water. The in-air water vapor contains fewer impurities and bacterial. The harvested water from air can reach the drinking water standard without complicated purification and sterilization process, as stated by B. Wang. Even though the water is clean, it is necessary to add some minerals to the water for added benefits. This can happen by simply adding Himalayan salt to the water, roughly 1 gram per 2 liters of water. Thank you.